she doesn't realize the economy of the stuff. Like, she writes the big words, but not really on
It's not detail oriented. That's what you're trying to say.
yeah, yeah, like it's not professional.
Right. Well, that's her, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. But the Green New Deal basically tries to supply all the energy needs in America, 100% of it with renewable. Um, they try to basically cut the carbon emission by 45% by 2030, which is like in 10 years from now. So that's the technical part. That there's a lot of problem with that. They are trying to basically control the global warming by keeping the change down to 2.7 degrees, and they say that meanwhile you can create jobs for 10 million people. But as Farhad said, there's a lot of technical problems with it, and I like the spirit of it. But like you said, there's a lot of technical problems that I won't have time to get into it here. But if you're interested, you can look it up. It's actually very, very interesting. So, what are the methods for ocean renewable energy? You can use basically the pictures here as a guide. Okay. Say it again. Oh, ocean. Okay. And one more. It's here. So, offshore wind farm, wave energy, and tidal energy. The last one is tidal. So, the pros and cons of it. What are the pros? What are the pros of tidal energy? True. What else? That's pretty much the same thing. But yeah, it offers stable prices. It's environmentally friendly, as you said. It has job creation and it has low operational cost. So what about the cons? True. Yeah, it's site limitation. Yeah, maintenance. It takes a lot of place. Site limitations again. Yeah. What else? Um, it's yeah, it takes a lot of money to develop it at the beginning. So that's one thing. It's vulnerable, and as some of you also mentioned, it has a site limitations. You can't really use it in a lot of places. But in developing it, what are the challenges? What are the few challenges that you can think of for developing them? Well, it has an high LCO and low efficiency. So can anybody tell me what LCO is? Basically, it's there, but it's the sum of cost of over lifetime over the sum of the electrical energy that's being produced. So that's the biggest two challenges. And also a second challenge is what I mentioned in the beginning, which is developing a storage system for it. Um, so how can we address it? How can we address that challenge? I don't want you to think hard. Oh, slide has been picked up, but okay. So one solution is to use floating wind turbines. So can anybody tell me what a floating wind turbine is? What is a floating wind turbine? What are the features of a floating wind turbine? Right. All right. So what are the advantages? Yes, it floats. But what are the advantages? That's very true. Yeah. Okay. What else? Very good one. So it's site independence, what you're saying. Um, so as he mentioned, that's the most important part. So offshore wind speeds tend to be faster and steadier. So that's the greatest advantage that for them. And the greatest disadvantage is that, first of all, it's very difficult to build, um, and it's extremely unpopular among the people of that area because it creates a lot of noise, and also unpopular by scientists because it creates a lot of marine damage. So the second solution is the ocean thermal energy conversion. So can anybody tell me how, please? Sure, great. It works based on the temperature difference between the cooler deep and the warmer shallow. All right, so we talked about the. All right, so that should be. Anybody has any questions? 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 All right then. Thank you.